everybody, welcome down to the dock today. Behind me is our 33-foot full cabin. This is the latest one to come off the production line. This one's called NOMAD. We're gonna take a look through this boat. We're gonna talk about the standard features and some of the custom features that he's opted for on this build. And then we're just gonna jump into it and look at it all in detail. So come on board, join me, we'll take a look at this boat today. Let's start up here in the bow. What you're gonna see right away from this boat is you're gonna see we have docking lights on the side, easy to access out the cabin. This is a standard feature on all our boats. You're gonna see it on the T-tops as well. Even at the big 41s have them. And then you're gonna option over to the bow cockpit space. And so we have a lot of people that are always asking us, you know, why do you have this space? Well, the space has a lot of cool features. It's a lot of things to do with safety, but also just the entertainment space itself. At a 33-foot full cabin length, we still have a large enough sleeper where someone can easily lay down, even at my size of 6'2", 6'4". So this space, it's accessible space that's easy to get to for safety. I can walk right out the middle of the cabin. I don't have to walk along the sides of the gunnels. And I can come up here to either access my windlass or operate the bow door, which is one of the coolest features that we do that not a lot of people offer. So as you can see right now, we have the door down and it is definitely strong. It's all 1/2-inch thick plate supporting the hinges, built in-house. Easy. I can take the jump test, not worry about it. But let's say we wanted to look at our windlass and we wanted to operate the anchor itself. I can easily put the bow door down. I can see my anchor and I can operate the space quite easily. The windlass itself is located right below this step. You're gonna see we have a LaFrance, we have a tie-off cleat. This is the ultramarine swivel shackle that keeps that anchor coming up into the chute the right direction every time. So even when it's nasty out, you don't have to worry about it coming in the wrong direction. We have our safety on there right now. And then this side, just for storage. This is the chain locker itself. We're running about 40 feet of chain and about 150 of actual line on this boat. And then to rinse off our anchor as we bring it up, we've got our saltwater connection point. But just to show you how easy this is to operate this door, I'm just gonna pull this up myself. I'm gonna close the ladder, goes into the rubber stopper, and then I put my safety down. And that's it. It's that easy, operate the bow door. And for those that want some extra space to entertain and hang out and you want to get away from the rest of the family, there's no better spot than right here in these corners. These steps on the side are the perfect hangout spot. In fact, they were so enjoyable to some of our clients that they've asked us to custom build hot tubs up here for them. No joke. But that's for another day. So, you can see one thing too right away is this window. So this double door hatch combo is something that we custom build and request from our suppliers in Canada. And the best part about it is when these nice sunny hot days are out, you can leave the hatch up, ventilate the cabin, run the boat. Even at 60 miles an hour, this doesn't shudder. It's perfect. But when it gets nasty out, it's easy to close it and it's down. It's that simple to operate. This one's been custom painted black. That's an option when you come and order your boat. Some clients, they want the frames of the windows blacked out, and we can do that. Or maybe we paint them white to match the exterior cabin of the boat that's painted white. This one's in a mill finished aluminum state. There's no coatings on this at all. Some of the newer boats you're gonna see coming out of the shop, they actually have an aluminum coating to protect them, keep them shiny and glossy for 4 to 5 years before a recoat's needed. But it's something that we can talk to you about when you come to order your boat. All right, so let's make our way to the back of the boat now. You can see we have rails, so you can walk down the gunnels quite easily. We've got a couple rod holders up here. And now we're at the back deck of the boat. This is our standard configuration, our 33-foot full cabins. We have the full width bench seat, beautifully upholstered on this model. Custom request the client with the double diamond stitch in the green with the carbon fiber accents. It's all done in-house, and so it's something we'll work with you on. Personalize the boat specifically for you. But some clients, they want to have a walk-through door here. They want better access to the back, and so we can put an optional transom door here. And so we just kind of shorten the bench and have a walk-through door. And some of our commercial clients, they don't want a bench at all. What they want is a tall locker. And so this can be optioned off for a full height locker back here too. Power on this boat, you're gonna see the Yamaha 425s back here. We love this engine package on this boat. With 5 people doing sea trials last week, we're touching 60 miles an hour on this hull. But the cruising speed is something everybody always asks. So this boat's gonna cruise at 30 to 40 knots. It's just dependent on the operator and the condition of the sea state. You're gonna see your optimum fuel economy about 32 to 33 knots. On this boat, we saw 1.4 miles per gallon. I've seen it as high as 1.5 depending on the load, but 1.4 is pretty standard. This boat has options for the tow bit. So this is something we can install on the boat for you when you custom build it. And basically what he's doing is he's tying off lines to tow other boats because he's a Coast Guard reservist. So this has a taff rail feature there. You can see what that's for, is to keep the line off of the engines when you're towing somebody. Other clients will option to have the dinghy rack back there. And so basically we build an additional bar out of the same size piping, and it hinges open to create a flat storage rack for paddle boards, kayaks, maybe even a small dinghy if you like. Oh, one thing on this boat too, 425s, what's so great about them is they have the self-flushing feature. We connect the dock hose right to here, hit the reverso pump, and it auto flushes the engines for us. It's a really nice feature. They have it on the new Mercury 600 V12s as well. It's just been really fantastic. Okay, so as far as the equipment and the outfitting of this boat back here, we optioned for a custom built table to match the tubes. This is green, it's made of rich light, it's a cool table. It's easy to remove and pull off the boat when you don't want it up, but we do really like it. And then you're gonna see that the boats have the Burnowin mounts on them. So this is our standard layout back here, the Burnowins. You get 2 of them on these boats. You can use them for barbecues, fillet tables, downriggers, rod holders, you name it. And then because he wants to fish more, we added these to the boat as a request, and these are downrigger plates. So he can put his downrigger here, he can put his fillet table here, or maybe he puts a rod holder there. It's up to him how he wants to use it, but it just gives him more options. Looking at this side of the boat, you're gonna see this rail design. It's custom done on these 33-foot full cabins to become a ladder system, so it's easy to get up and access the roof of the boat when you need to. Cup holder, water connection point to fill the tank, and then just to keep it consistent, we've got our fresh water connection here too. So if you want to rinse off the back of the deck of the boat, you know that it's fresh water, fresh water. It just keeps it really consistent and clean. We've got a locker here for storage. Right now, shore power. We've got a fire extinguisher in there. You'll notice that all the exterior wet lockers have dry deck in them. It keeps everything that's wet off of the aluminum, lets it breathe a little bit better and dry out. On this side of the boat, another cup holder. Very important to have many cup holders throughout the boat. And then you're gonna see that below our step is our 30 amp shore power connection. And we went with a smart plug style connection. That's our standard at our shop. We just feel they're a little bit safer, and since we're all about safety, that's what we're after here. Looking up above, you're gonna see the spreader lights. You're gonna see our Hertz audio speakers, and then our exterior downlights. And then up above, even higher, you're gonna see the FLIR camera. This is an articulating bracket. We build these in-house. We fold them down mainly for road transport. The boat could go down the road with it up, but it's a $30,000 camera. So it's best to fold it down just to be a little bit careful. We don't want to damage that thing. And then he optioned for the brand new Garmin radar in black. So that's new for 2022 that Garmin started offering that. So real cool theme. And then we custom painted the FLIR camera to match as well. So that was custom done out of house. All right, so a couple of the things you're gonna see about this rear deck configuration is what I'm standing on right here. This is our index fish boxes. So part of the fishing package, you get the rod holders, you get the power outlets for your downriggers, whether they're Cannons or Scotties. You just tell us and we'll put power for the outriggers there. And then we've got our fish box. So the fish box is easy to open. It's a gas strut. Not everybody uses them to put fish down here, believe it or not. They're actually using them to put fenders and lines and just any exterior type equipment that they want to store somewhere. Storage is a premium, so these offer another great place for storage on the boat. And then down below, in the center of this locker here, is you're gonna see where we have our connection point for our saltwater wash off, the pump switch to control it, and then you're gonna see the macerator switch and the Y valve. And so each of these fish boxes is connected to a macerator pump, and you control it with this Y valve to pick which fish box you wanna empty. We like to store that macerator pump in this rear locker, as you're gonna see here in a second, because we don't like it to sit down in the salt water. I open up this rear locker. You're gonna see right away 2 batteries in there. Those are both for the house. Because this boat has an inverter package, we add an additional house battery bank just to give you more juice if you need to use that inverter. You're gonna see our macerator pump over there. You're gonna see our diesel tank. It's integrated into the floor. And then you're gonna see the fuel filters. Nicely laid out rear locker. And then on the other side, you're gonna see our 2 more batteries. These are our engine batteries, port and starboard. You're gonna see the connections for all the major electrical circuits. So we run our inverter on the master switch that you can control. And then we've got our 24-hour power, starboard engine, port engine, house main, and we've got the windlass. So the big amp loads, we're putting on the breakers there. And then within the breaker panel is our large 12-volt loads, which are gonna be our downriggers, our washdown pumps, our stereo amplifiers, basically all large sources of power. We try and keep them as close as we can to the source of power, which is the battery. So we don't want them way up forward, because then you're running big cable to get to that breaker point. Then below there, you're gonna see the BEP Smart Battery Management System. It's something that we started using in 2021. It was a new piece of equipment that year, and it's fantastic because it allows us to digitally control our switch circuits. It's also smart, so it's, you know, if you wanna program it to interconnect the batteries at certain voltages, you can do that. We keep it pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but it's got a lot of options to it, which we really like, and it consolidates everything into ignition protected circuit box. So, all right. The other thing about these rear lockers that's to note is that you're gonna notice all the cushions are easily to remove. And we do that for storage. So everything can come off here in just a few minutes. You can put it inside. If you're gonna leave the boat out at the dock, or you see some rain coming, it's easy to pull them off and put them in the boat, keep them nice and clean and safe and dry. But all this foam out here for all these cushions is a reticulated foam. So if we took a big bucket of water and we poured it on this cushion right now, it doesn't hold anything. It doesn't hold any water. It's not an interior foam. It's an exterior foam. It's meant to be used this way and for the water to pass right through it. All right, everybody. Well, why don't we take a look inside the boat and we'll walk through some of the neat features that you're gonna find. So first thing right away, big all glass slider door, which we love. Heavy duty, easy to operate, very commercial grade, locks in place. We painted the frame black like I mentioned earlier. We're gonna walk in, first thing we're gonna do is this is our shore power monitor. This will tell us if we have AC coming into the boat off the dock side. We open this box, and this is our main circuits to control our batteries. So again, we're using the BEP Smart Battery Management box. These are connected to manual switches here. We push them, it turns the switches on and off for the batteries themselves. And then we have a combiner when needed as well. This turns on the inverter. And then once the inverter is on, you can run the AC circuits off the dock, or if you have shore power connected here, you'll notice it, and you can come right in, and then it's basically gonna power the AC circuits right here. ELCI requirement. He asked for an outlet right here so that he could connect some power tools or anything that he needs to, an inflator pump for toys for the kids. on the back deck. You step in, you're gonna see large countertop surface right away. So a lot of clients, they don't option for cooktops. What they do is they bring out a portable stove, whether it's an induction cooktop that they plug into the 110 outlet that's right here, or maybe it's a little cooktop with a propane burner top. With the windows, they open so easy. It's just an easy space. You can cook right here when you need to, and you've got your sink right there as well. He did not option for hot water on this boat, but a lot of clients do. And so on this one, it's just cold water only at the moment, but easy to custom that option for clients as they want. You're gonna see too right away, we've optioned that this is a sleeper. So this is a standard layout for our 33s. And clients can choose if they want it to be a sleeper configuration like this, or this cushion can come off. It can be stowed down below, and this table pops right up. And now you're ready to go for entertaining with clients or guests. Inside all these lockers, you're actually gonna find lots of storage. In here we've got our pump system, so freshwater pump for the freshwater system. And then we also down below over here have our macerator pump for the black water discharge. Standard setup on all of our models is that the black water from the toilet system goes to a black water tank, and then from that black water tank you can choose if you want to pump it overboard or suck it overboard with a hose from the dock. So that's how we set them up as standard. You're gonna see on these 33-foot full cabins, what's really great is that this seat articulates, swivels, and slides. Join the conversation with your guests on board if you like. Or when it gets lumpy out, flip it around and get it set up for a day on the water. On this side of the boat, we've optioned to have a 16-inch display for passengers. So that is a request of the client. You're gonna see over here, we've got gauges. We're monitoring our diesel fuel in the boat for the heater, our fresh water, and our black water. And then this little button right here is the macerator pump to control when you want to overboard your black water. There's a Y valve you have to turn, so it doesn't just automatically go when you push the button. You've got to actually unhook the Y valve there and turn it the right direction. At the moment, we don't have any VHF radios, but when the Garmin's come back in stock, we'll have a Garmin 215 AIS receiving VHF here. We've got the Fusion 670 head unit, and then we've got our heater control from Webasto. So this is new for 2021, 2022 for us. This is great because you can literally just set the temp and walk away. It's a really nice system. And to continue with that, you're gonna notice that the ducting here, so this is for the heater ducts. This is to defrost the windows. And then you'll see that we have large fans as well that can swivel around and move and just move air, right? Because we all know when it's wet out, you just wanna move air and get the humidity out of the cabin of the boat. Option over to the driver's side, what you're gonna see right away is the drop bolster seat that we love. You've seen in a lot of our boats. This one's no different. It's an S2. Pull the pan up, lock it in place, jump in and go, or pull the handle, fold it down, however you prefer. It's easy to operate, easy to do. Throttles are located right on the armrest. Flip it up out of the way, run the joystick, grab your cleat, grab your lines. Simple use, so one person can manage this boat coming into a dock, even in a windy situation. That's how we set these boats up. You're gonna see for him, request to have two 12-inch displays here. So, which is great for this boat because we have that FLIR camera. We can come over here and we can connect to the FLIR camera. And this one's all digitally controlled. So I can actually move my finger, and as I move my finger, we can track the camera however we want. And let's say we touch it, and let's go to menu, and we can change the colors. That's the color that everybody seems to like a lot, the Fusion. And just like how easy that is. And then let's say, oh, we want to go home, we can just hit the home button, return to right to home for us. And you can set different presets too. Maybe you want it to turn around and look at the back deck. With our custom bracket, let's see how I can do this here. Turn it all the way around. And what's neat about this camera in our position is look at that. We can turn it all the way around And now we can have it be almost a rear docking camera for us. You know what? This camera has 2 sources. Daytime camera. So this Model C camera, 364C, has the ability to go daytime camera as well. So we can see the ferries pulling away there off the back of the boat. How cool is that? And then again, hit home, boom, right to the front of the boat. And maybe you set one of the presets to face the rear. Easy way to do it. This is the Yamaha Command EX system. So we've got autopilot built into the boat here through the Yamaha side. Now Garmin and Yamaha, you can't build an auto route and then run it with the Garmin system. That's not how they set it up. You actually have to manually build a route and then tell it to run the route. And that's just what it is right now. But the joystick's great, easy to use. We have the zip wake feature, which is something we put on almost all the boats depending on the client. And then, you know, this is the Yamaha tilt helm, which is really nice. Yamaha CL7 display. And then all of our push buttons. So we really like these switches. And you're gonna see, you turn off your nav and all the backlighting turns off. So this is how we set it up. You turn on your nav, all your backlights come on. You're ready to go. That's why it does that. You're ready to operate the boat. Otherwise, looking back at the galley, you're gonna see drawer unit, refrigerator, storage unit. Oftentimes that is a microwave, but on this boat he didn't want the micro, so we didn't option it on. And then you're gonna look up and you're gonna see all this glass. So this is an option the client requested. Glass sunroof, electric. It's really great, really nice feature, great touch. Really ventilates the boat well. And it looks really sharp. Last thing I'll note is just the VMAR switches for the cabin and the controls for everything over there. Next, why don't we take a look at the cuddy? So this is something that clients always ask us about as well, is the configuration for the cuddy here. Pull this cushion back up. So if you take a look down here right now, you're gonna see that we have it kind of set up in the bed configuration. So we have 2 panels. These drop in to fill in this sleeper. We have 1 more panel, which I have as a backrest at the moment. This panel goes right here to fill it in as a full sleeper when wanted. But let's say we keep it this way. Say you needed to use the head. So how do you use the head? Well, there you go. There's your head. You've got an electric macerating head. You've got your toilet paper here. And you can close this door. People don't always realize, but this is a privacy door. So when you close this door, make sure that it's unhooked. You have the privacy you need to use the head and give you some personal space. It's also a great way to keep the light out on these bright days when you're sleeping on the boat, because you have a lot of glass area in that cabin. So now let's say that we're done with our sleeping configuration and we want to put it back to a walkthrough. What do? Well, these cushions come right off. They make backrests here, which are perfect. And then these aluminum panels, they pull out. And these aluminum panels, they store really well underneath these side cushions. It's that easy. Now we're right back to a walkthrough scenario. Get to the bow, easy to operate. And that's what we do down here. So just an easy configuration. You can choose how you want to set it up for your use. And yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for taking a look at our 33-foot full cabin today. If you have any questions, you can email us directly at info@inventecmarine.com. I'm Micah, and appreciate your time. Thanks so much. Take care, everybody.